curiosity for me. I've always sort of had a relationship with it a little bit distant. I've never sort of been one of the ones to wear a big costume and sort of go out dancing. I've studied it and felt it was so effective in bringing something different to me that I wanted to help figure it out and then help make it happen.
I mean, it's incredible that you kind of like were talking there about your first encounter. He wants to talk, he wants to play, he wants to dance, he wants to find out kind of more, that kind of pedagogical approach, this learning from entertainment, you know? Like as you got closer into like the Burning Man, the ethos and organisation, and especially as it's built, have you still maintained that? When you go out to theatre, say, like you went out recently for the last one, do you still get that feeling, or do you kind of find now that as CEO of the organisation that you're wearing a different hat?
Well, I'm certainly wearing a different hat. I've been doing it for 20 years now. So the first, say, 10 years of it, I was working with 6 other people. We were the owners of it, so to speak. We had chosen to create a for-profit because it was super fast, the best way to do it. And in the course of doing that, you know, there were no other employees initially, and then maybe there were 10, there were 15, so we did everything. We were on the radio, we were working together, we were driving us crazy, we were driving each other crazy. And somewhere around 05, 06, 07, we started changing our duties a little bit, creating a little room, creating infrastructure. And for me, the hardest years were maybe somewhere right there in the middle, where I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know whether what we were just going to keep doing was making an event happen and having a lot of people just party like crazy. And we had some infighting between us, and I thought, well, if this is all there is, you know, it's going to die a natural death. And, you know, people will go off. I was probably 45 at the time, early 40s, and I thought, fuck it, you know, there's so many other interesting things to do in the world. And one of the things that changed for me was we all decided to create this nonprofit and take our shares in the for-profit and give it to the nonprofit. And that, for all of us, had us thinking, well, this is bigger than ourselves, okay? Let's cut the infighting out. And then we changed our duties. They said, well, you know, you've been the youngest, you know, we've all got this thing, and, you know, it's your turn, you know, take the lead. And I was really into doing that. The good news is it got me out of the production side, and it got me out into the world.
So, like, I mean, when they kind of like, I suppose, kind of like tapped you to become the CEO, you know, did you find that like your old childhood bossiness came to the fore again?
You've heard way too much about me.
Hey, it's called research.
It's great research. Well, as the oldest of 4 girls, I definitely cultivated kind of a bossy personality.
Like, I mean, organizations like Burning Man, though, like, you know, the way you've just described it, you do need a leader. You do need someone pushing to keep things on the right path. And I'm curious about like the fact that what drove you in. So what attracted you in the first place was what it could do for you, and you wanted to make other people aware of that. So you struck me as a natural leader for this organization.
I'll take that as a compliment. It was a difficult road. You know, there were 6 of us, and I think any one of them would tell you right now that that's probably the part of me that was the most challenging. We all had our challenges for sure, with different approaches, but my father was, you know, my father was a right-wing Republican. Let that rest for a minute. Yeah, that was my dad, and Irish Catholic, and so our home was run very strictly. You know, we had Sunday, you know, after Sunday dinner, phone rang, the doorbell rang, you didn't get up. We had manners, and you were fined if you put your elbows on the table or talked with your mouth full. Like, we had a very proper household for the more or less. I was born in the 60s. And so I went to a women's college, and my first leadership skills showed up there. And then when Burning Man came along, there was so much that needed to be done. It was really easy to sort of lean in and lurch into and like try to get everything done. You know, my father was an engineer, my mother was a homemaker, my dad was an MBA. So I just saw like, oh my God, there's a lot to be done here. Not going to do it. Not going to da 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 da. It took some time to step back and chill out and let all all of the energy that other people were bringing to it, to actually join in with my energy and Larry's and Harley's and Crimson and Will. And we really all together had the same, we had to go through the same process of like, it's not all about us. We're not the only ones that have to do it. I know I did a lot of work in that regard, to listen before speaking.
And like, you know, obviously I'm curious as well, because the people who go to Burning Man would have been changing as well. And as you get new people arriving, they have a new set of expectations. They have a whole new set of kind of pleasure principles in mind as well. Did you find that, like, you know, it was difficult for you personally to sit back, as you kind of say, and take direction from the newcomers all the time?
You know, it's interesting. I was from the outside myself, so when I came along, I said, let's create an internet newsletter, let's fix the website, and the initial thoughts were sort of like, well, I don't know. And I remember thinking, I had tried so hard to find the event, and once I had found it, there had been a period of time where I tried to volunteer and couldn't find anybody, so I really wanted to make it more accessible. So there's a point at which our growth started happening, and we were 25,000 to 40,000. We had no choice but to listen to the others. There was too much work to be done. We had to find ways to have town meetings, to make our email addresses accessible. The original website, they hid the email addresses. When I came along, I was like, where are the email addresses to ask questions? They're like, no, people will ask the questions and won't have to get to them. I was like, well, yeah. Like, I'm one of those people that had questions and couldn't find anybody to answer them. So there are certain times of our growth when it was super clear that you've got to open your eyes, otherwise you're not gonna progress.
And like, you know, like you talked there about growth, and you've obviously, the festival's obviously developed, the actual Burning Man experience is developed. You've also got the network, the worldwide network right now, and all the town hall meetings you described. Does there come a point, though, Marian, but you don't want to scale anymore? You know, you think you've got to keep the specialness of it. You've got to keep the essence which drew you in the first place. Is that a kind of a challenge? Is that a question that comes up in the organisation all the time?
Well, you know, the only constant is change. I don't think we ever wanted to keep it in any kind of controlled manner related to the size. In fact, I'm in the camp of people that don't like it to be too big, but at the same time, I thought that was going to be 30,000 or 35,000, and we're at 75,000. So I had to get through some of my anxiety about what size meant. And I can say without a doubt that from 1995 and 1996, where I could roam the entire camp, and I could do it a second time, and I was having a really good time. But then I do it a second time, I think, well, there's nothing. Well, okay, there's nothing more. This you cannot, for the last 10 years, you cannot hit everything. And that deepens your experience, your stimulus. And the next year, it's absolutely new. You may have a similar art cars or a similar camp, but your experience is new. And between 95 and 96, I did not have absolutely new experiences. When we got bigger, and the diversity of the culture, and international, and it wasn't just San Francisco, California, you almost can't get enough. It's so playful, it's so rewarding.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that diversity of culture, you know. I mean, obviously the original people around, the original burners, kind of like, some of them are still going, you know, they're probably having a great experience, and you're getting in new people. What's the sort of, like, I'm curious about the join, the hinge between, like, those people who've been there all the time and who have in their head, they have an image of what Burning Man is all about, and the newcomers who may want to, like, listen to dance music all night long. I mean, is there, like, how do you police, I'm using police in inverted commas, how do you police and oversee that sort of, like, that hinge, that sort of divide?
Well, the organization really isn't in a position to police it. It really is more the camps and the groups and the friends. And the process to get a ticket to Burning Man is sort of its own kind of filter. We have it so that you can buy from the public, but before the public buys, the camps have an opportunity to purchase. And maybe 25,000, 30,000 of the 70,000 tickets come in that direction. So that's one of the filters. So the camp mates and the leaders, they want people in the camp that are going to be helping run the camp, that are going to facilitate the camp. Then the next layer is sort of the general public. And yeah, you're going to get people that are going to come and they think that it's all about the dance party. But unless you find a way to stay in the system, unless you are working and engaging with the regionals, unless you're with an art project, your chances of getting a ticket the next year through the random process are reduced. So you need to figure out how to connect with the community and how to participate in it to really be a longer term member. You might have that one-off. And if your one-off is just partying and dancing, you know, when we sold all tickets up till the end, whatever it was, your chances of coming repeatedly were great. It became difficult in 2011 and 2012, so now the individual and the community and the camps, there's sort of an ecosystem of participation. And then we have framework for it. We have expectations from the camp leadership. We have expectations from the art leadership. And that's part of what keeps certain aspects of the culture framed tightly.
I mean, it's curious, like, you know, one thing I kind of like discovered from reading about Burning Man was